There we go, right. So what I'm going to do now is me making music. I've not done this in so long and I've got a bit of a different setup now. So it's got a mic, share my screen, so I'm going to put it all together and hopefully do one every week of me making music. Not necessarily releasing it, but just playing around, seeing what I can do and go from there. So I'm going to share what I'm thinking as I'm going along and you can see exactly what I'm doing on my screen as well. The idea is I want to make this a regular thing for me because I can't be asked a lot of time. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I can go weeks without making a track. But now I'm going to show you my process, and it is a very lengthy process, not the most efficient, but yeah, I'll talk you through what I'm doing and everything I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I think I don't know. I'll work out how much I'm going to actually talk on it versus actually make it, but I'll try and share what I know. I'm not going to go into detail because it's not going to be that in depth, but I'm just going to think while I'm just going to talk out loud basically as I'm producing. So let's get into it. So this is one of my tracks now. I've done about a few different variants here, you can see. These are just ideas I've had, and then I've had an idea, and off the back of it, I've been like create a new version sort of thing. It's like save a new version because I don't want to mess up the current version. So this now is like, it's not got any build up, I don't think, apart from just that. That's it. But then here's a drop. You've got the intro. I normally start with the drop because obviously that's most important and that's where I get the ideas from. Because then bits of the drop you can then put into the intro, like here. So yeah, that sounds a bit cheesy now. We'll see. But see, sometimes you in the mindset, you're in the mood, and you're working on something, and then you come back to it an hour later or a few days later, and you're in a different mindset, different emotion, and it sounds ridiculous. It sounds so bad. But you know it's a good track when you come back to it and it sounds good, and then you keep on working on it. So you have to. It has to sound good for you to want to keep working on it. Basically, that's what I found. Anyway, let's get into it. So this is the intro. Got a nice. I like this kick. It's from Splice. I did make it myself. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I've got a few little bits on that wave shaper to make it a bit distorted, and sausage fattener, 4%, a little bit. Can't say sausage. It's a hard word to say. Okay. So a few drums here to put it a bit off beat. Yeah, but it's shortened them, taking the out a little bit, so it's a bit of a shorter one, just so it's not as just so it's not as long lasting as the main one. Cool. So now it is silent because I've not got a build up. Then here we go. You can hear this. Oh, there we go. Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it, non-stop with it, non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it, non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it, non-stop with it, non-stop with it. Is that in tune? Is that in key? So I listen to it by ear to tell if it's in key or not. Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it. But then is that matching with this bass? That's not got enough mids though to be able to tell if it's. So listen. Unsorted. A lot, very gritty, very low. I think when I last worked on this, it was a few weeks ago, and I think what I was doing was trying to get the rhythm. So if we take out the vocals. I like that. That comes in too early. It needs to be even for me. Even phases, I guess they're called. And I've got the bass. I like doing that to sort of break up. I don't think I like that though. No, let's leave it in. And that sub is basically. It sounds like this. But I've distorted it like mad. Like without that, it sounds like this. So it's all low. Whereas this gives it more mid. Actually, I've got nothing on that. Don't know why I've got that on. But this gives it all distortion. Wave shaper, let's make it a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, and then sausage fattener. Again, that's got a bit more, and that's like I ramp it up because at the moment it's fun. I'm just being silly with music. That's all I'm doing. Just trying to see how to push the boat out basically. But feel like there's a beat while that goes on. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe, it's from that. Okay, I don't like that. There we go, that's better, that's better. See, I think that's got a good, like, I like the rhythm. The rhythm's different. I think it sounds quite good. So let's just have a look at what frequency this is taking up this pattern. So very, very low that is. Yeah, I've got to bring it up a bit. But is it worth putting a different synth on and making it a bit more mid? Or making this mid? Yeah, I feel like I need a separate synth. And what's this like? Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it, non-stop with it, non-stop with it, on top with it, on the back with it, non-stop. See, I feel like, so this is the weird effect I've got here, Grace Beat. Let's see, do I like this? I prefer the last bit of that, you see. Non-stop with it, on top. Right, what I'm going to do is clone that. So that's the bass, and I want to make a mid bass. So what I'm going to do is use the same sound as this, so it sounds like this. It's got a filter on at the moment though. Okay. But now I'm going to copy that, but then put it a bit higher up, paste. Now I'll whack that on another, what's that on 12? I'll whack it on 13, so I can get more granularity. I can do more stuff that's separate to the other one, because I don't want to, if I link that one together, you see, anything that happens on this, on that also happens there, so I want to keep it separate to an extent, just so I've got more control over each one. 13, okay. So I've got both playing, but what's this? Yeah, because it's on the same note, right, what I need to do is increase or whack it up a little bit. Cool, so this melody, really, people say, keep it simple. Keep it super simple, but I can't resist but to make it complex. So this is my simplest, basically. Okay, let's see if it's a bit, what happens if I whack it even higher? I want to get more of a like melodic thing going, but I don't want the frequency to get in with the vocal though. Nah, that's too high. Okay, that's alright, but it needs some, I can feel it getting in the way of the kicks. It needs some kickstart to make it. That's better. But I also feel like it could be a bit more out. Okay, cool. And then take the lows out because we've got the lows covered by the previous one. Not too high. Okay, because it's a mid bass and it's not got that much low, and I'm going to put some stereo separation on it, whereas this one is completely low. But it's not going to play because it's not activated. 1 second. Let's see how they sound like together, actually. This is too gritty. Can't tell the difference. I mean that's more for rhythm rather than actually the actual melody, but if I turn that off, hit that. Okay. I just think this is a bit too grotty. Okay, I don't know how to adjust the grottiness of it, but let's Try and siphon off the bottom. Yeah, let's try and remove some absolute basses. More or less of that. No, let's keep some. Okay, that's fine, that'll do. And what we want to do is make sure that this vocal is the same key as that. So what is that? So the F. Trying to use my voice. Bum. So remember that now. Try and get that in key. This is hard.
Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop.
There we go, right. Just the pitch a little bit up.
Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, on top with it.
See, I can't tell now. That's where you have to sort of go away and think about, or go away and distract your mind with something else, and then come back to it, and then find out if it's in key. Because sometimes you're ear blind to it.
Non-stop with it, on top with it.
Or is that out of key? Trying to work out, should I have it all on a different key?
Non-stop with it, on top with it, on. Non-stop with it, on top. Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, non-stop.
Is that out of beat? I think that's out of beat a little bit.
Non-stop with it, on.
Yeah, it's too early. There you go.
Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, non-stop, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop, with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop.
Where does that go? That bit there is just before the beat. Okay, that bit there is just before the beat. Let's try and replicate that over here. Just before the beat. Come on. Oh, there it goes. It's just after that. It's a bit too slow, so it needs to go about there. Right, it was right before.
Non-stop with it, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop with it, non-stop, on top with it, on the block with it, non-stop.
What if I have it all like, actually, I want the drop to be super impactful when it comes in. And then, let's just try that out. I want the effect. And then at this bit, I can now put it down so it makes sense to the listener. Because I want them to know what the lyrics are, essentially. And then the same pattern happens here. I could mix it up a bit, but I need the first bit of the drop to remain consistent, I guess. Go away. I'm so slow with the mouse. There we go. Let's try that, and then that just goes normal, and then so. Actually, I could do a bit more variation, so that bit there for a little bit, and then switch. That's better. That's better. Right. So you can still sing to the first bit at the drop. This bit here you can still sing to it, and then that bit gets more rhythmic and choppy. Cool. Then I need to decide what happens after that bit. I might do something completely different, but that's the basis. Obviously, as time progresses, I'll add a lot more onto it, a lot more, different weird effects onto it. But yeah, I didn't even know that was there. I didn't even hear that. It's mad. So many sounds of like professional tracks are so subtle that you can't tell it's happening. But I need an impact hit. Yeah, so let's go and splice. Splice, there we go. Right, so this is a library of sounds, basically, right? Log in. I'll move it into another screen. Alright, fuck it. Alright, never mind. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to use what I've got in my library, because I can't log into Splice at the moment. Cashmere. Let's have a look at effects. Actually, know what I'll do? What I'll do now is I'll work out what the second pattern should be. So in drops, I like them to be a bit different. So the first one, the only change is percussion and bringing in, so it goes like this. Off again. And then what else can happen? What else? Okay, pattern 2. I'm just using CERM, so I'll use CERM again. I'm just guessing now. That is the right key. So if we go into so now I can decide how I want this. I don't know at the moment. But let's try that, whack it in just to get an idea for the sound. I want it to be a bit of a different vibe. I need a gap between them just so I can tell the listener that look, something's going to change now. That's what I want, I think. Nah, that's not quite good. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. This is where it gets tricky, creative-wise, because you've got to try different combinations to get the right sound. What? That's too high up, I think. I don't. That's where presets come in well. No, I need it really, really fat. I need it like 1. I need like a dubstep growl is what I'm thinking. So I have an idea of what I want. Need it to be more like low, proper low. Wow. Get in there. This is where it's very subjective to what you like, I guess. No, yeah, it's been more subtle like 1. Quite short and sweet. This is where I struggle. Tricky to find the right preset for this. Dubstep ground, let's try one of these. Yes. Okay. Will that go with everything else though? So this isn't supposed to be commercial, by the way. I swear one day I might like it, one day I might not. If I want it to, it seems to resonate, so that whoa, so I want it once. Whoa. So I want the vocals also at this point to go like well, to go along with it. So
on top
that needs to be there. Yeah, that needs to be up there. Way up there. I don't know. I need to put the vocals side by side so it doesn't get in the way of the main of that, basically. If I want the vocal on, that'd be too, no, be too messy. I want the listener to focus on one element, that's the idea. Like, even this is quite messy. One.
on top.
Sounds ridiculous. Right, anyway, that is it for this week. Hopefully I'm going to do another one next week, but yeah, you get an idea of what I'm doing. As I go along, I'm going to give less sort of annotations and less sort of like going to be speaking less about what I'm doing. I'm just getting on with it, but it's mainly for me this, so keep it regular. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it and catch you later.